The ZOPA, I love that name. ZOPA is the zone of possible agreement. And in a nutshell, it's the difference between your company costs and the customer perception of value. And as you can clearly see, the bigger the ZOPA, the broader the ZOPA, the more likely it is that you'll find a large number of customers willing to settle on your price. So how do you increase the ZOPA? Well, there's lots of ways to decrease your actual company cost. And if you think back about sort of the last 40 years of business strategy from Porter onwards, it was all about, cost leadership and outsourcing and go to low-cost countries. All of that is about, let's just reduce the cost so that we can increase our ZOPA by, stretching it to the bottom. What I'd like to suggest to you here are, ignoring these, what are the 6 other ways to increase the ZOPA? Okay, starting from the top, the first one is raise the product benefit. Actually, small step forward, 3 big families. The first one is the product benefits, so raise the product or service benefits. The second family is raise the emotional benefits of that product or service. And then the third one is lower the price or the perceived price. And so within that, we've got 6 ways to do that. The first one is raise the actual product benefits. So typically improve the recipe of your latest food product, improve the packaging, etc., etc. The second one is raise the customer's perception of these product benefits. A few years ago, Audi did a fantastic job of really convincing customers of its improvements in technology, safety, etc., with the car door clunk, building in us the idea that a car door should sound a certain way when being closed, and that was a reflection of quality, etc. Some might say it's a little bit of the next step, which is build emotional association. That's the third way to increase the ZOPA. Demonstrate that you're great at, you're easy to do business with, share personal histories, create, one-to-one marketing, etc. The fourth driver is actually increase the awareness of these emotional connections. A lovely example, well, not necessarily lovely, but a well-known example for those of you who live and work in Europe. Ryanair, a low-cost airline, has developed a very simple way to show or to communicate its arrival on time. And yes, I will do the trumpet. It goes, "Pa, pa, pa, pa," and Ryanair then announces another of our flights have arrived on time. That little "pa, pa, pa, pa" is a fantastic way to raise the emotional awareness of an actual product benefit. The fifth way to increase the ZOPA is obviously to lower the actual price, not necessarily the cost associated with it, but if you're going to lower price, you give it in exchange for large discounts or for data provision, or pay with a tweet. So you say, we're going to make it a bit cheaper, but in exchange you need to do a bit of marketing on our behalf. And then the sixth way is actually lower the perception of price. So typically you might maybe change the pricing from a cost per minute to a monthly subscription. Think of it as, the Netflix approach or the Spotify, all you can consume. Or you might reorganize your pricing. One of the classic one is, don't charge $501, but charge $499, etc., etc. So in conclusion, what we have here is the ZOPA is not a pricing strategy in its own right, but it's a mental approach to pricing that helps you recognize that pricing is the ZOPA. It's how big is your ZOPA? The bigger the ZOPA, the easier it is to come with a pricing strategy that will work for a large number of customers. So in conclusion, lower company cost is what many operational consultants or operations people focus on. And then increase the ZOPA is what more strategists or marketeers would do by raising the actual product benefits, raising the customer's perception of these product or service benefits, build emotional associations, increase the awareness of the emotional aspects, lower the actual price, and lower the perception of price.